Welcome to That's So Us
with Ama.
and Lo.
Join us every Friday as we talk about everything and anything.
From pop culture to mental health to life experiences.
Everyone needs a vent session, and we're ready to connect with you on so many levels.
Be ready to laugh and even cry. Grab some tissues and a drink.
And join us as we turn our 3 a.m. calls into this podcast.
The way I thought it was already recording.
No, I forgot.
It's okay. Hey guys, welcome back.
Hello.
It's so sad we're not in LA.
I know. That episode when I was editing it, I was like, this is a mess. Especially when I was like trying to put the microphone in front of people's faces when they were talking.
Oh yeah, you're like
It just wasn't. And then when I was looking at the audio, I'm like, it barely catched people's voices, but I tried, so like that's what matters. And then it sounds like I was yelling, but it's fine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, I was like, I have such a resting bitch face. Like I look so unamused sometimes, and
I
I'm
just
like,
look like I'm concentrating a little too hard sometimes. And there's like there was nothing for me to be concentrating on, but that's my face. People apparently think I'm a bitch because of it. So
I'm done.
Yeah. But let's just get into like our highs and our lows, I guess.
Sure. Do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. I don't have a high.
Okay.
I have a lot of lows, so you don't have to get into all of them. But the one of them, I'm so fucking tired the past like a week and a half that like I have been sleeping and I'm tired, but I'm not tired. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like, did you hear that?
No.
Oh my God, Champ just tried to jump on me and he fell.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I've just been really tired and just like not in a good mood. That's my like overall low.
Emotionally and mentally exhausted, or just like physically?
Both.
Or both?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
I'm very sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, that's my low that I'll share.
Okay, my low. Well, I also have a couple.
Love that.
But I'll share one. I almost broke my toe again.
Yeah.
Like, I guess the bones in my feet are just very like brittle because I constantly like fracture them. But I literally just dropped a chair on my foot
Okay, but it's a
the other
chair.
day. Yeah, that's true. But like the chair didn't break it because it's not broken. But there was one time where I dropped my phone on the same toe and it broke. Like it actually broke my toe. So yeah, but it was like 2 inches above the spot where I broke it in like November. So that could have been worse, but we're fine. She's a little bruised and a little swollen, but we're all good.
We love that.
And then my high, I don't think I have one.
I love this for us. So fun. So fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what I've done. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't have any, so it's fine. It's fine. My question is, if you can make one change to improve society, what would it be? Mine would be the way people like I was having a conversation about this. That's why like I know the answer. But the way that people like perceive people's bodies in a way that like I think society thinks like thin bodies are like healthy and then like plus size bodies aren't. And I think that's such like a fucked up way of thinking. And I know it's like changed a bit, but like it hasn't changed that much at all. And I think like for mental health wise, for like a lot of people, if like the way that society perceive people's bodies change, I think that would like improve it a lot, especially for me. Like the way that I view my body versus like quote unquote like healthy tone bodies is like so fucked up. And there's like, yeah, so that would be my answer.
That's true. Just like society standard to change. Yeah. What was the question?
If you could make one change to improve society, what would it be?
Oh, yes. I'd say like somehow put like limits or more regulations on like cyberbullying.
But yeah.
Because I was on TikTok the other day and I came across a mom and she was like opening, I guess her daughter's like trigger warning, but like suicide note.
Oh my God, I saw this video. Yeah, they're
And it
talking
was
about.
the saddest thing ever. Like I started bawling my eyes out,
Mhm.
especially because like someone pretty close to like my family just, well, not recently passed. I mean, yeah, like yesterday was like 2 years ago since it happened.
Mhm.
So it's just like it's so, so, so sad. And I mean, whether it's you're struggling with your mental health and like addiction or you get bullied into doing it, it's just like we need more like regulations, I
Yeah.
feel. Because apparently it was solely because girls from her class were like bullying her, which
Hmm.
is just so sad.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
So that's my answer.
Love that. Well, I don't love that, but like it's a good answer. Um,
Well, I don't love
do you have a
that.
song?
Let's see.
My song is Bills by Toa Bird. It's old, but like
Okay.
whatever.
I have never heard that before.
Oh,
Is that Renee's girlfriend?
girlfriend. Yeah. It's
Okay,
like
mine is.
good. You should listen to it.
I will. Mine's Training Season by Dua Lipa.
Oh yeah.
She's so good.
She's someone I would want to see live. Not because like I know all her songs, but like I feel like it'd just be like fun. Like a fun
Yeah,
vibe.
for sure. No, I think she like, well, before maybe like she didn't really know how to like perform as well, like
Hmm.
dance wise, but I think she's gotten so much better and
Yeah.
yeah, she's really good. So I'd go to a show.
Same.
I'm excited. My Olivia show is
Oh my
kind
God,
of soon,
yes.
relatively soon,
Yeah, I
but I
still
still
whenever
haven't.
you say that you have her show, it's just like because like she did North America, then she went to Europe, and now she's back. So like for me,
I
like
know, like
these were
she
ended so long
doesn't
ago.
quit.
Yeah, like I
I
saw her in
know.
March. Like that was a long time ago for me.
That was a long time ago. No, like same. I saw her in March. Dang. She's like she doesn't have any breaks, I
No,
feel.
literally, I don't know how she does that.
Um, I still haven't heard back from my cousin for like Billy tickets or Sabrina. Well, actually, I didn't even ask her about Sabrina because she didn't say anything about the Billy one. So I'm like,
Hmm. Sabrina,
so
okay.
sad. Can we
Her
talk about?
sale
Thank
was
you.
the worst. Like that was so bad. Like at one point I was like,
So
okay, I'm not
bad.
getting tickets. But I didn't even get my ticket. One of my friends was on the site and then a random ticket popped up and I was just like, buy that fucking seat. I don't, whatever. Like at this point, like
Mhm.
I'm gonna take what I can get. But some of them were so expensive and it wasn't like it was like 180, I think. Which like I still think is expensive, but it's not the price of concert tickets now, like it's not that bad. But then there
Yeah.
was some that were like $600, and I was like, what is
Mhm.
she doing?
No, yeah. And then people are reselling them for like 700,
Someone in
1,000.
Montreal is reselling one for 10,000. Like, in what
Okay.
world is
That's
someone
really
buying a
crazy.
$10,000 Sabrina Carpenter ticket? Like any ticket. Like,
Any
I would
ticket.
never spend $10,000 on a fucking concert ticket. I'm so sorry.
Absolutely not. No, it just makes me so sad also because like the VIP packages or whatever, like I think it was $600 for a pre-show
Nothing.
party with Sabrina's team, but it's like not even her.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying for what? Maybe like
For
a
nothing.
free drink and like food maybe and early access, but $600 is crazy.
$600 for no interaction with like the actual artist is like fucked up.
Yeah.
Even like some of them they have like um early entry, but then they have a seat. So I'm like, what's the point? Like,
Oh, I also heard someone say that like the the actual seat, like your ticket isn't even included in that. So I'm like,
yeah, some of them you have to buy like
what?
yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I don't
That's so
know. It was like fucked
confusing.
up. And when I got in, so I did the pre-sale and I got in right away at one point. Well, it took me like 20 minutes actually, not right away. But I got in and I was buying 2 seats and I got them. And then each time I was going to the cart to pay, the thing would
Mm-hmm.
freeze and then kick me out. And I was getting so mad. Because like it was literally right there. And then when I got in again, finally there was like nothing left. And I was like, that's great.
I know.
I
I
like
was like,
didn't expect it to like be that fast, to be honest. For
me either. I think the first time like 20, was I 23,000 or something like that? And then I dropped super, super quick to like 2,000 or something. And then I think it was like, I'm throwing this number out, but like 200, it said like sold out. I was like,
yeah, I remember I
great.
was trying to help you, and then I was
So,
going in everything, and then like everything was sold out, and I was like, what the? Like even like Detroit, I didn't expect like Detroit to sell. I don't know,
I know.
but
I was checking everywhere because I was like, I really want to see her because I saw her in Philly, but she oversold tickets in Philly. So I was up in like the 21 plus section, but like
Mhm.
all the way in the back. So I really couldn't see her. Um, and Columbus is opening night, and that's like basically my hometown show. So I'm like
Yeah,
really sad. So
yeah,
if you know anyone who has an extra ticket, let me know.
yes. At least I'll stop complaining that I haven't seen her.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
And you'll get to see her and I won't this time.
Not that. Yes, you will. Something will come up. It's like a while. When's the show?
I don't know, like
October.
September,
October. Well, the
something.
one for me is October. So
Hmm.
probably September. There's time.
Hopefully. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep refreshing the page because I'm not paying
Oh
$500
no,
for a ticket.
absolutely not.
Should we get into these stories?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna read Reddit stories because we've both, I guess, been feeling pretty like low. So I think these are gonna make us laugh, hopefully.
Yeah.
I actually don't know because I didn't read through them.
Me either.
Okay.
Do you want to start?
Yeah. Okay, well, this one says, if you were sentenced to, let's say, 10 plus years in jail, what would you do with your time? And someone responded with, I would go into the most crowded room, the dinner hall maybe, then I would squat, but then I would squat out of shit right in the middle while
Oh.
maintaining eye contact with everyone I could, marking my territory, you know? I know. And who's gonna tackle a dude squatting a dude? And who's gonna tackle a dude squatting out a deuce? Anyway, I would likely get disciplined for that, but I would continue to do it at any opportunity. I would do it in a shared cell if I had one as well. Then, when I feel I'd made it clear that this was my town, I'd get myself a
No,
shiv. What is that?
I have no fucking idea.
Nothing fancy, just a reliable shanking tool. Oh, so like a knife, basically?
Maybe.
I'd go around eating other people's food and shanking anyone who tried to stop me, starting to make a name for myself now. People are going to know who runs shit around here. Pretty soon, even the guards would be wary of me, probably leave me to do my own thing. No one is going to want to get stabbed over a couple of French fries. Once I'd made a name for myself as the Don of the jail, I'd unite all factions, Asians, whites, blacks, Crips, and Bloods. They'd all join to make one super gang with me at the head. Then eventually we'd make the break. No way can a prison stop a full-scale breakout if it's properly planned and executed. I wonder if anyone's done that before. Like with
Um,
everyone on board.
I feel like I
Probably not.
haven't heard. I feel like we would have heard of that.
True. Um, Properly planned and executed with each individual working as part of a unit. Then we go to the nearest town and pop out shits at every. Why is he
This person
shitting?
is
What's
very
going
like
on?
specific. Like they really thought about this.
Then we'd go to the nearest town and pop out shits at every public area while keeping eye contact, of course. Then private areas like houses and such. Make the population known that we run this town. After repeating the prison process and making an entire town a part of my gang, we'd go into the nearest city, dropping deuces everywhere. You know the drill.
What?
Then he whirled. I don't know what that means. Um, But I don't understand why he is constantly trying to shit everywhere.
I just like he really, really, really thought about that.
He
Like
really did.
really did. Okay, let me find one. Okay. Um, my friend was sleeping over at my house. My parents and brother were all sleeping upstairs while we were downstairs watching TV, playing video games and shit. At around 1 a.m., he asked if this girl can come over. He really wants to get with this girl, and I don't want to turn him down, so I reluctantly agree on the condition that she's quiet. The three of us are hanging out, and I make some excuse to leave the room so my friend can have some alone time with this girl. I'm upstairs in my room when I start hearing loud moans.
Oh
Um,
God.
this is bad news for me, but great news for my friend. He's losing his virginity to a girl he really likes. I hear stirring in the next room, and I know that their bout of loud lovemaking has woken my parents. That's so awkward. The last thing I want is for my confused father to walk in on my friend fucking this girl in my basement. What do? I go to Pornhub, click on the first video I see, crank that shit to 100 on my speakers, and let it play for the 3 minutes that my buddy ended up lasting. Not him. Anyways. My dad ended up coming into my room, discovering the source of the noise. I even threw in some fapping motion, ew, under the covers and awkwardly leaving. My buddy ended up having the best fucking time ever. But Jesus, there were some awkward glances exchanged between my parents and I the next morning. That's so,
That is such a real friend.
I would never
Like,
do that.
I don't think I could do that. That's so
I'd be laughing like
embarrassing.
the whole time. Like it would, I don't know. Yeah.
That's a real friend though, for real.
Yeah.
Did we ever say the steak out of a window one?
Who? I don't think so.
The steak out of the window.
I don't think so.
Okay, I guess it was an Ask Reddit thread titled something like, "What would life and society be like if we farted with the same ferocity as as we sneezed?"
Okay.
So that's like the thread, right? And then someone's story was this. Um, okay, he starts by saying, "If I decide to stare, it's usually with a, yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do about it look. I'm about 6'7", so even when I'm trying to be friendly, i.e., not farting on a stranger kid's head and meeting a family member or friend's kid for the first time." What? Sorry, this is kind of confusing the way he wrote it. Um, I'm gonna start over. Okay, I'm about 6'7", so when I'm just trying to be
Oh.
friendly and meeting a family member's or friend's kid for the first time, I've noticed they get very hide between their mother's legs, intimidated on sight if I'm not sitting down. So it's not hard for me to silence slash intimidate a child, especially when I'm trying to. However, a few times I've been called out. One time I was pretty drunk with a friend at a Target buying Risk. This little Mexican, 5 to 7 years old with a mohawk, was being an insufferable little shit in the action figure section. I heard him from like 5 aisles over, and it was like nails on a chalkboard. I tell my friend, I'm gonna fart on his, oh my God, I'm gonna fart on this kid's head. Watch him
The
learn.
fuck?
I go over to the aisle in question and see the little and see the little prick calling his mom an idiot for not buying him a huge fucking G.I. Joe the movie vehicle, which pissed me off even more considering how awful the movie was. Buy some good toys.
Not
I
this.
already
Poor
bought that
kid.
one for you. I already bought that one for you and you broke it by throwing it down the stairs, the mom said. Shut up, I need it. It's the only one I don't have right now, the kid said. The mother was younger than me. I'm mid-20s and gave a defeated look. I don't have enough money right now, the kid said. You are an idiot,
Oh,
and continued to just berate and publicly shame this woman. At the time, I was on a strict Chipotle Carnitas burrito diet, and while I was watching all of this, my stomach my stomach gave me an initial warning. I can't believe he farted on this kid's head. Like imagine seeing it like play out in the store.
yeah.
Yeah, as a stranger. Oh, I lost my spot. My stomach gave me an I don't think I can read it. Hold on. I don't even know what's happening, but I don't know if I can read it
Basically
without
farted on the kid's head. That's disgusting.
Why is this
Disgusting.
so? Wait, why is this so long?
Oh my god. Like, did he fucking shit too? Like, what?
Wait, I'm gonna send it to you. I actually think I already sent it. Can you keep reading it?
Want me to read it? Okay.
Yes.
I'm waiting for it to get to me.
Okay. It was after the
Mm.
Chipotle carnitas burrito diet.
Okay. Um,
Oh my gosh.
and
Oh my
while I
God,
was
that was
watching all
so
this,
funny
my
to
stomach
me.
gave me an initial warning gurgle. Very courteous stomach, telling me I was about an hour away from punishing the toilet. Serendipity destiny. I inch a bit closer to my prey, inspecting some wrestling toys and pondering the weird homoeroticness of the whole sport in general. The kid shouts, "Fuck you, I hate you." The mom rolls her eyes and turns her back to the kid to ignore him. I would do the same. And could you believe it? The kid gets on his hands and knees, and starts taking the toy out of the box. Whole time, mother.
Not me.
I position my back towards him, and at this point, I'm like 2 feet away from him. Oh no! Hold on. It's so long that I accidentally scrolled up. Um, okay. His head is down, getting frustrated with those goddamn twisty tie things, and I go for the kill. I bend the way he writes this.
I know,
I
that's
bend
why I couldn't read it.
I bend down to reach for one of the toys on the lower shelf. At this point, my ass is inches away from this kid's head. Now, generally speaking, the best way to go about this is to act casual, drop your belly bomb, then walk away after a few seconds like nothing is out of the ordinary. I usually go one aisle over and listen to the kid's reaction. So he does this a lot. Reaction and delight. However, today I couldn't help myself. I have my head tilted back, looking at the kid out of the corner of my eye to ensure accuracy. I'm so close that from a distance it looks like I'm about to sit on it. Like, imagine being someone
He's
seeing.
gonna give him pink eye.
My friend sees this happening, can no longer contain himself. He's covering his mouth, but his hee-haw, hyperventilating donkey chortle is fairly audible over the late 90s pop music playing. Why did he write music like that? Music playing on the loudspeakers. The kid immediately looks up towards the laughter, but can't help but notice there is an ass now directly in his face. Now I'm trying not to laugh, but also panicking as I just made eye contact with him. He furrows his brow, and I look over in the mother's direction, still back towards us. I relish in the moment and the look on the child's confused and naive face. The initial blast was mighty and boisterous. I swear I saw his hair blowing in the wind. If I wasn't wearing jeans, I think it could have probably blown over an empty soda can. I would call it a very fun fart.
What?
Plus would buy again. However, what immediately followed that out the chamber was truly, oh no, horrifying. The fart's implication changed without notice and swiftly went from a joyous, dry air horn squeal to nefarious, hissing, what the fuck are these words?
What are these words?
Mephitis. I think the little Moppet noticed the hateful metamorphosis before even I did because he wrenched his neck violently, trying to get away from the personified evil being fumigated into his soul. Because of his positioning, hovering over the toy hands and knee, it was all in vain, as the only way out was forward, and forward would mean certain death. My God. I had positioned myself well on the higher ground, free to escape or relent at any time in him or an immobilized, biding his time until the cruel attack was over. Obviously, the child needed to reread Sun Tzu.
What?
I don't even know what I'm reading anymore. In total, it lasted about 4 seconds. Before that kid, it must have seemed like time was frozen. The long-term severe brain damage, which he no doubt suffered, only added to that effect. When I finished with my bidness, forcing a little boy to huff my farts, there was a silent, pregnant pause. I had taken the words out of his mouth and filled it with fart. Oh my God. I make my move first, picking up the toy I was reaching for off the low shelf, take a few steps forward and stare at it for a few seconds. On to alligator, the only thing the kid could manage to do was burst into tears. My friend senses danger, the jig is up, and his head darts for cover. The mom turns around to see her kid with an open toy crying on the floor and me minding my own business. She walks up to him and asks what's wrong, but the kid can't speak. All he gets out is, I don't like
Crying.
mama, mama farbo. It took every fiber in my body not to laugh. I put the toy back on a middle shelf, turn around, give a final nonchalant look-see, and then begin to take my exit. Sensing that his assailant was getting away scot-free, he somehow managed to compose himself for a moment. He shouts, "He farted on me." I could feel him pointing at me, but I continued to act like I was just browsing. I was almost around the corner when the mom goes, "Excuse me, sir." See, I would never call this man over.
Excuse me, sir. Sir.
I turn around nonplussed. Who, me? While pointing to myself. Yes, did you just fart on my son? Weighing my options, I played dumb. What? I mean, I did fart. On my son? Well, I mean, technically speaking, I mean, what is on? Why did you fart on my son? At this point, the little kid has the look of Schadenfreude, whatever, on his face, happy to see me in trouble. Fuck you, I'm a man. I'll fart on you if I please. I turned my attention to the little kid and stared at him. Because the whole store could hear him being a little rotten asshole to his mother, so I thought I'd come over and treat him like one. The mom looks at me, her son, and the scattered G.I. Joe wrappers box on the floor. The mom is puzzled as to what to do and says, just go. That's my cue. I turn around, walk away with my little extra step. I look up to see the black orb of security cameras and all the stories on Reddit about unjustly having to register as a sex offender flash before my eyes. As soon as I turn the corner, I book it outside as fast as I can while dialing my friend. Like a true friend, he was right out front with the engine running and Risk in the trunk. What the fuck? We laugh on the car ride back about the whole scene with a slight hint of seriousness in his tone. My friend asked me, "Do you do that a lot?" And not that much, like once every 6 months or so. We both knew I was lying. We got to our friend's house, played Risk until 4 in the morning while drinking scotch. Overall, I would say it was a pretty good day. Wow. That is a long story just to say that he farted on a kid.
No, literally. It's the way that he wrote it. Like,
Yeah, like some of these words I've never heard in my life. Like, don't know what they mean still.
oh my gosh.
Oh, that was like a 10-minute story.
Yeah, that was really long. I guess I can do the steak one.
Yeah.
Okay, last night my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times to me just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my silly wife that I always make good impressions. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to really be hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. Soon she brought out the main course, a nice, big, juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked this steak was. Now, I've had my fair share of rare steak. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill, short of rare. I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating the steak. Claim veganism? No, I already feigned great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared over my head. I knew I had to be decisive, realizing that she could return at any moment. I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and
Okay.
executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window. Here's the big time FU. The window, it wasn't open. It was the cleanest fucking window you've ever seen in your
God.
life. That is, until my mostly rare slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare and was unaware of my predicament, turned, jaw dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. This look then slowly morphed into more of a "there is no place on this earth you can ever hide from me" expression of demonic anger. The wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on the window and came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sitting on the windowsill, the blood trail, my empty plate, and then gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look. I just didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence, but was probably 3 or 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz. I don't know. I was just cutting it and
Not
it
that.
slipped and it slipped.
All the way to
Just
the
ask
window.
my he said, just ask my wife. I really am a klutz, right, honey? No help coming from that direction. I will clean this up. I can't believe this. I'm so sorry. Both women continued to stare at me like I had escaped from the loony bin. As I smeared the blood across the window with my cloth napkin, dusted off the steak, and continued to mutter my incoherent explanation, I knew no one was buying the story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody raw steak. And dirty, probably, because it like hit the window. I remained pretty quiet the rest of the evening. My wife's only two words to me since the incident are, I'm fine. That's it.
Not that. That's so awkward.
That's
I would like
so
cry or
awkward.
something. I don't know what I would do. I would have never tried to throw it. I would have just fucking tried to eat it. And then like
Yeah.
been like, oh, I'm not hungry. But like,
Honestly, though, I don't know what I would have done because I really couldn't have eaten a raw steak.
well, me either. But
I would have, I don't know, like flushed it down the toilet, brought it to the bathroom, flushed it down the toilet.
how would you have brought it there and like held it in your hands?
Probably when she was like going to the kitchen, like run with
Yeah.
it.
Oh my God, not
I
that.
don't know.
Okay. I'll do one more because this one's like really long.
Okay.
It's about a guy shaving his ass.
Oh, lovely.
Um, it says the title is Don't Shave. I have recently made one of the biggest mistakes in my life, and I offer my story to you that you may learn from my error. It all started, as many things do, with me having trouble shitting. Okay.
Mood.
No, I was not constipated. This was not a regulatory problem, but a matter of technique. It seems my ass hair had grown to such a length that tiny balls shit were constantly getting tied up in the
Ew.
in the matted jungle between my ass cheeks. Ew.
Ew.
It led to much frustration with me knowing that I still had something to drop, but unable to shake the tenacious turd loose from its butt hair dwelling place. Ew. Eventually, I would have to do one of the two things: either reach down with some paper and try to pinch off the lingering loaf. Yo, these people, how they write
Not
shit,
pinch.
or just go broke, start wiping, and hope that I could remove all the leftover fecal matter before the toilet paper reached its can't be flush threshold. As I was contemplating this problem, I had what seemed at the time to be a brilliant idea. Hey, this is my butt and my butt hair, right? So why don't I just eliminate all the hair altogether and then my crap will flow out like beer from a keg? I said to myself. It is a statement that will go down in history with a lot of other regretted statements, things like how many, I'm not going to say that. Like other statements. They're like low-key racist ones, so I'm going to skip that.
Mm.
Um, such as my anal shaving idea. I performed the operation that night with a cheap disposable razor and a towel to sit on. Bro, how much hair did he have? Like starting from the bottom and shaving from the crack to the cheeks, I began the arduous, I don't know, process of ridding my ass hair, not riding my ass. Occasionally, I would have to clean the razor of accumulated hair and miscellaneous slime. Ew. Which I did by wiping it on the towel.
Miscellaneous
Like,
slime
what is
is
on your ass, sir?
hilarious.
Slowly, my twin mounds and the between rabin began to resemble the hairless cheeks of a newborn baby. Finally, I wiped my razor one last time and surveyed my work. The towel was covered with a pile of hair. My ass was smooth as ivory. I smiled, satisfied, thinking my troubles were over. Little did I know, I now have a great respect for anal hair. Like everything in this world God created, it has its mighty purpose in existence. It was only after I removed it that I started to learn how much I had been taking it for granted. For once, it provides friction. I learned this the next day when I walked out into the sun heading for class. After climbing 2 flights of stairs and starting to sweat, I started to notice something unpleasant. The sweat was accumulating in my crack and was causing the unpleasant sensation of my two ass cheeks sliding past each other with every step. I thought about going to the bathroom and wiping it off, but had to go to class. What the fuck? Eventually, I thought it would dry. Unfortunately, it did dry, but only after mingling with the microscopic shit molecules lingering around my brown starfish. What is that? When I stood up after class, my cheeks were stuck together with a slimy, sticky shit sweat. Like, why do you have shit in your ass
Slimy?
still?
Slimy.
As I made my way back to my dorm, it started to itch, and I mean it itch. Felt like a swarm of ants was making its way up and down my fighting to keep from jamming my hand down there and scratching away. I rushed back to the dorm. Unfortunately, again, this exertion caused me to sweat, and when I finally reached my room, my cheeks were sliding back and forth against each other like a pair of horny cane toads. I quickly dropped my pants and attempted to dry my ass off by sticking it in front of a fan and spreading my cheek. As I pulled the two mounds of flesh apart, a horrible stench burst free and filled the room.
Oh my God.
Every dog within a 4-block radius started to howl. I had it worst of all, as the ripe aroma of festering shit sweat went into the fan and blew back into my face. I fought to keep from heaving, and as I sat there fighting vomit, my ass cheeks spread and dripping. Yo, how much is this person sweating? With the concentrated aroma of my body odor mixed with the tangy smell of my own shit blowing. Like, why do you have shit on your ass? Like, that's my question. I had only one thought. It will be like this until the hair grows back. Later on, trying to deal as best as I could, wiping my ass at every opportunity, I discovered another wonderful use for ass hair, ventilation. I attempted to launch a fart, only to have it get stuck between my ass cheeks. Apparently, with no hair, the two pink twins can get vacuum sealed together, and the result was a frustrating fart that slid up and down between my cheeks like a lost gerbil. As if this wasn't enough, I'm now enduring further torture. As anyone who has ever shaved anything knows, when hair is first growing back in, it comes in as stubble. Imagine your ass having the texture of a Brillo pad. Well, that was what I'm dealing with right now. It is a hellish torture, and there are many times when I just don't look out the window. When I just look out the window and contemplate why I should just jump out and get it all over with in one fleshy splat, rather than endure this constant agony. All I can say is, friends, don't shave your ass hair. Wow.
Oh
That was
my
very long.
God.
What the
That
fuck?
was funny.
The way people write shit though, like it makes it
It's
fun.
so funny. It makes it
How do
so
you come up with
funny.
that?
Because there's also such a like and a quicker way to just say that, you
Yeah, I
know?
know. I just read for
It's
like
like,
literally 5 minutes.
you know who does that? Tana Mojo. She like, I don't even know. Her story times are so funny, but it's like so like simple. Like
Yeah, it's just like
the way that she elaborates is
yeah,
so funny.
yeah.
But
Anyways, that was
well,
fun.
great.
That was
I
great.
loved those stories.
Yeah. Um, well, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it too. I forgot that this is video, so I probably look like I wanted to die
Oh
when you
my
were
gosh,
reading.
I forgot too.
Because I'm just trying to listen. But I don't want to die, I promise. But yeah, thanks for listening. Um, leave a review and rating, and
See you
yeah,
next time.
bye.
Bye.